Hi everyone, just wanted to show you what I did to my Rally 1/8 Rally basher. The problem that I had with this car was in stock form, it drove really good, but it didn't look like a real car. The suspension was really stiff and there was very little travel, and as you drive the car, it actually looked like a brick on four wheels driving around without any suspension. It didn't have any body roll or anything like that, and it just didn't look right to me. So I tried a couple of things. First, I had these 1/8 shocks that I tried swapping out for the original shocks, and what that did was that raised the body up really high and it just looked really weird. So I took that off, and then what I decided to do was, since the stock shocks were the right height, what I did was I swapped out the springs from these shocks for the stock shocks. So these are the stock springs here, and as you can see, the springs are really dense and it's really stiff, and there's very little travel, lots of tension in the springs, so the car didn't really have much suspension travel. What I did was I swapped the springs in these shocks that I have to the front and the rear, and I used the stock shocks with the new springs, and this worked pretty good with one exception. The springs on these shocks that I had before are a bit too long for the front, and the rear they work fine because the rear shocks are a bit longer, but the front they were really short, so I had to chop off a little bit of the springs, as you can see here. So I took about maybe, I'd say 2 or 3 centimeters off of the after springs here, and that made the springs good because without taking it off, it'll fit and it'll compress, and there was still too much bounce in the shocks. Now, as you can see, there's suspension travel, but it's not really stiff. So I feel it's the right amount of suspension travel. And with this softer springs, as you drive the car and as you turn, the car actually has a body roll. So it actually rolls side to side, and when you hit the brakes, the nose dives down, and when you hit the throttle, the back goes down and the front lifts up like a real car. It looks more realistic to me. So just wanted to share that, and I have some running video soon in a little bit that I'll post up as well. So hope that helps.